Greetings, my brothers and sisters, and welcome once again to the Words of Grace, this channel that only has words about God, words about our faith and our doctrine. Today we want to talk about the liturgical time of Advent. As you know, we are celebrating now the liturgical time of Advent. So stay there and welcome to the Words of Grace. So, my brothers and sisters, the liturgical time of Advent marks the beginning of the liturgical year. So, as we start this first Sunday of Advent, we are starting a new liturgical year. And funny enough, interestingly enough, the Church invites us to start the year by waiting. It's interesting. We want to start, and then they tell us, start the year by waiting. And waiting is very, very important. So the spirituality of Advent is a spirituality of waiting. And it's not an easy spirituality. Many times we don't like to wait. Someone tells us, I'm coming in 10 minutes, but then it takes 30 minutes. And we're there waiting, we are stressed. So we don't like to wait. But the Church in the liturgy encourages us to wait. To wait for what? To wait for Jesus Christ. And the way this season is arranged helps us to understand where our waiting is directed to. We have the first part, almost all the first 3 weeks. The liturgy, the readings are focused mainly on the waiting for Jesus in the last day. Waiting for Jesus who will come to judge the living and the dead. And the readings will tell us during this time, be ready. Be ready, because the last day, the day of judgment, the kingdom of God comes like a thief at night. So we have to be ready. And how do we wait, or how do we get ready? Through prayer. Through prayer. Through sacrifice. Through living a life of virtue. That's how we show we are people who are waiting for the second coming of the Lord. In the second part of Advent, the focus goes mainly to the coming of Jesus in the history. That is, the incarnation, the Christmas, the nativity of Jesus Christ. Christmas. So we are going also to be looking at this yes of Mary. Mary, who is visited by the angel, and she says, yes, I want to do this. I want to be the mother of God. So we are all encouraged in this second part of Advent to reflect on this humbleness of Jesus Christ, who was God and made himself human being, as St. Paul tells us. But also this disponibility, this obedience of Mary to follow the designs of God, submitting her will to God's will. Let it be done according to your will. So this time of Advent is a very crucial time in our life as Catholics, as Christians, as we are reminded that Jesus came, Jesus comes every day in our hearts, in our lives, and Jesus will come to judge the living and the dead. All these comings of Jesus have influence in our lives. Incarnation have an impact in our life, because Jesus incarnated so that we can be saved. Jesus comes every day in our lives, in our hearts, to direct us to the Father, to help us to live a life of holiness. And Jesus will come in the last day to judge the living and the dead. We have to live our lives knowing that all these moments that Jesus comes, and will come have impact in our lives. And we need to live in accordance with the designs of this God who loves us so much that he became one of us to save us. So my dear brothers and sisters, let's live these 4 weeks of Advent. Let's grow in this spirituality of waiting, which is very difficult, as I said in the beginning, but it's possible. So let's wait for the Lord. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your comment, and share this video with everyone, all your friends, all your relatives. And may God bless you.